Alright. Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Dante. Today we're going to be playing some Rallyman GT. I'm going to be playing the solo game and using some BGG user-made variants to play solo. Because normally, just in the base game, if you're playing solo, the original rules were just you do a time attack, and that's the same as like beat your own score. And but people quickly made some AI opponents. I know there's at least like three total out there, but I haven't checked in a long time. Um, so I'm using two variants off the same guy. So the first one for the actual AI card is this Dr. Worm's AI dashboard, which will use four different opponents and each one at a different level. So the green is going to be the slow worst driver, and then the red will be the fastest and takes him a little bit more to lose control. Um, I've I've yet to beat the red AI car in all the times that I've played this because he's just nonstop, but it's a good challenge. And then the other variant I'll be using by the same Dr. Worm is his red line rule. So if I'm in sixth gear or if I'm going into sixth gear, if I'm not going to be using my braking dice, I can use them as like a coasting die, but coasting at sixth gear along with my actual coast die. So that way you can cover more distance without having to break down to like 654, like 3, and then ride back up, because thematically it doesn't really make any sense. And I want to say that variant became pretty popular where the new Rallyman that was funded, the off-road one, might have put that in their rules. But so when I printed these out, it was over a year ago, or whenever this game came out. Like, these were made pretty quickly, so I don't know if there's been updates to these rules. So I'm just playing with what I have, and I've been satisfied with them. So I haven't looked for updates to see if he's changed any rules for him. So I'm just keeping it the way it is. So myself, I'm gonna be the blue car, and then again, going to be playing against red, orange, yellow, and green. Green being the easiest, red being the hardest. And the track I set up from the World Tour expansion is Belgium. I don't need to do that, but it's been a little while since I played, so hopefully I don't have any rules hiccups. But I think I pretty much remember everything. Uh, these tokens only if I roll them all at once. If I roll one at a time, I don't get these focus tokens, and I can use these to pay off dice, so I don't have to roll them. So I have the 5 cards out here. I'm going to take our little 5 gear 0 markers and shuffle them up under the table here to start seeing who's going to go first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. I'm hoping that red is last, but to at least give me a chance, because I know he's going to pass me up. But if he's up in first or second, then I already know it's going to be his game. Unless somehow I have an amazing race, but it's going to be a good day when I do beat him one day. So first up will be red. Yay. So drive him on up there on the inside lane. Put that mark on the white side. So that means he had a good qualifying day. Got pole position. Next up, yellow. Starts on the outside lane in the front. I'll probably get lucky enough to get last. That's what's going to happen. Green did better than me in qualifying. All right, 50-50 chance. Let's see what I can do here. Hey, I got fourth. And then orange in the back. The one car I didn't want up front, and sure enough, there he is. So, round marker will match, or if their color matches a round marker, then I know I need to do their turn. So, they're all on the white side, and then the other side is black side. So, starting off the race, here we go. I can show this off real quick for each one. The red AI, it's sunny. I'm just starting in sunny weather. I'm not trying to get too crazy with the tires. But he's going to roll all 6 gear die. If he rolls 3 hazard symbols, he's going to stop on that 3rd hazard movement, or on the 3rd hazard symbol, depending on which gear it was. And then if he rolls 5 out of 6 hazards, then he's going to lose control. So here we go. Give these a quick shuffle for red. So these first couple rounds, I'm sure I'm going to do the AI a little bit slower just because it has been a while, but they do go pretty quickly once I just grab whatever dice they need. Okay. And then I play them as smart AI, where they just try to take the best lines possible, and they do... Yeah. They just move the best they can. Alright, so no hazards, so he can move 6 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then go out of here at 6. So on this curve, you had the most you could be was 2. So with this AI, they'll automatically go down to the gear they need to, and then everything after that will just start gearing up depending on how many spaces they move. So if it was a 2 here, when he crosses, he'll be at a 3. So I need to grab his 3 gear marker, pop it on the black side, that way I know he's gone. And now yellow is next. So yellow doesn't roll a... Red is the only one that's going to roll the 6 gear die. Yellow only rolls 5. So all the AI, they'll end their movement on... if they roll 3 hazards, the red one lose control on 5 out of the 6 die being hazards, but the rest are 4 out of whatever they roll. So this is yellow, so he actually gets 5 plus a coast die. So he won't. The coast die is not for him to move an extra space. It's for him to potentially roll a hazard. Now it's only 1 out of 6 die, but he's not that as good of a driver as red, so this could potentially hurt him. So he rolls 2 hazards. So not enough, so he'll move his 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right in that curve. And it's a 2 in that zone, so yellow gets the 2 gear marker. So what's next? Green. So green rolls the 5 gear die and 2 coast die for potentially trying to hit those hazards. Whoop. Only 2 hazards are rolled, so he's going to move his 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to put him in the middle because he doesn't want to cross this 1 gear. So he moved his 5 spaces, so that means he'll actually be in 5th gear. So now it's my turn, so I can lay down my trajectory. So I'm going to put 1, since I'm starting at 0, you can start 1 lower at that level or 1 higher. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh man, now I could go 5, but then I would have to break all the way down. So 5, 4, 3. I would have to use 3 break die the next time to go down to the 2 threshold, or to gear 2. I almost want to stay at a lower gear so that way they can get out of my way in that corner. So I could just go 1, 2, and then coast. Now I can't get next to green because he's in 5th gear, and I'll be in 2nd gear. Orange is probably going to pass me up, but I'm just trying to set myself up. That way I'm not slamming on the brakes here. Then I think I can get a huge movement next round. So that's what I'm going to do. First, second, coast. And I'm going to roll all 4 at the same time. So for myself, if I roll 3 hazards at any time, either roll them all at once or if I'm going 1 at a time, then I have a wipeout. What are they? Yeah, is that what they call them? Loss of control. So by doing this, I'll get 4 focus tokens to set myself up a little bit. Alright, so 1 hazard, so I'm fine. So I'll take my 4 focus, however you want to say it. Pop those there. And move my 4 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And put myself in 2nd gear. And now for orange. Orange rolls just the 5, 1 through 5 gear die. Only 2 hazards, so we'll move his 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he'll be in 5th gear. So I'm definitely going dead last next turn, but the AI gets to cheat a little bit and automatically hit their brakes, and I don't want to have to do that myself. So now everyone's gone. Flip over this token, and we'll go in order of whoever's in the highest gear, and also if there's a tie of that, then whoever is ahead. And then if there's a tie of that because they're equal, then whoever's on the inside of the current or upcoming corner. So in this case, green is actually going to go first. So let's grab his 5 die and 2 coast. Only 1 hazard, so he's going to move his 5 spaces. And he's got to take the outside corner here, so he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is a 2, so that means he would be in gear 3, 4, 5th gear coming out of there. So green is doing pretty good. Pop that on the white side there. Okay, so now out of the ones left, orange is in 5th gear, so he's going next. So he only rolls the 5 gear die. Perfect roll. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he'll be at 2, 3, 4th gear. Let's see. Next highest gear is red. So he's getting all 6 of his guy. Only 2 hazards, so he's good. So he's going to be able to take this longer stretch here. There's not a line in there, so you can go diagonal there. So that's 1, 2, 3. He's going to go diagonal here. Or actually, the better line is to go from outside, inside, outside. So if he goes here and he's moving 6 spaces, 1, 2, 3. I'll try to show you. 4. He can go diagonal here. And now there's a 1 and a 2 that you have to be, otherwise you'll lose control. But you can go diagonal into this spot. So that's 5, and then go diagonal out. So that's his 6 move. And he was a 3 in here, so he'll be at gear 4 here. That's some good racing. And next up, so myself and Yellow are at gear 2, but he's ahead. So he will be going first, which is good because he'll get out of my way. Alright, so he's good. So he's going to move 5 spaces. He'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and set himself up. He's trying to catch up to red. So he'll actually be in 5th gear. Alright, so now my turn. Whoops. So let me see how I can maximize my unit. So I'm at gear 2, so I can actually start 1 lower and go back to 1. And then go 2 here. 3. Now, because green is in 5th, I can't go in this bigger space at gear 4 to overtake him because it counts as being next to him too. So I'm going to have to go around them the long way while gearing up. So it'll be 4, 5. I can go 6. And then do I want to coast? So if I'm at 6 and I'm trying to I can get next to yellow and then go diagonal over here to the outside ones. So if I'm at 6, 1 breakdown will put me at 5, 4. All 3 will put me down to 3rd gear next turn. But it's also very dangerous. Because when you do break die in one go, along with, like let's say if I was 6 here and I'm trying to get to 3rd, I have to roll this all at once because I'm slamming on my brakes so hard. So I think, well, and what I can do is I can roll these one at a time. I won't get these focus tokens, but I can stop anytime I want and even change my what gear I'm doing. So even if I get to 5th, then I can be like, you know what, I'm not going to go to 6 and just do some coasting. But for now, let's leave it like that, and I think I'm just going to roll it one at a time. So for 1st gear, 1 is good. For 2, 2 is good. Hit that apex. For 3rd gear, good. Going on the outside there. For 4th, I'm good there. 5th, so I can get next to green. Ooh, 1 hazard, okay. But I need 2 more if I'm going to wreck. Now, I think I am going to not go to 6 and just coast. Alright, so no hazard there, so I'm safe no matter what with the other one. So I can go 2 more spaces. So I'll go here, and I'm ending in 5th gear. So pop that there. So since I'm in 5th, yellow will be able to go and get out of my way. So I think that'll actually work pretty good. Okay. So now everybody's gone. So the fastest cars currently is yellow, myself, and green. Yellow's ahead, so he's going to roll his 5 and 1 coast die. He is good. Now, red is blocking his little corner here, so I could either go on the outside, and then that way he can get out faster, which he actually kind of has to because red is in 4th gear, and there's a 1 and a 2 here that if you cross it, you have to go at that speed. So the AI would cross this at a 2, but he can't do that because red's at a 4, so you can't overtake him. So this is where I just play smart for the AI, like what would a real player do? And I mean, it's not that hard to do. It slows down right now because I'm explaining it, but he'll take the outside, and he'll move his 5 spaces. So he'll go 1, 2, go diagonal around red. So 3, 4, 5 there. So he'll be at 5th gear right here. Actually, so this is a corner, so he'll actually take the inside one just in case someone's tied with them. Okay, so my turn. So I'm in 5th gear. I need to slow down and get down to 3rd. So one break die will put me in 4th gear, and then another for 3rd gear. Then I can do the same thing, coast that 3rd gear, and then go out of this turn in 4th, 5th, and then I'll see if I want to push my luck with going to 6, because then I'll be able to go 1st next time. So I think that's my plan, and I'm going to roll 1 at a time here because of these break die. Now, I could spend some of these to not have to roll, so I have 4. For the first die you don't want to roll, you only spend 1. Then the second die you don't want to roll, you spend 2, and then third you spend 3, and so on. So I could potentially just not even roll the reds. And I'm pretty sure you can only do that when you're doing it 1 at a time. I can't see you doing this when you're going all out trying to get these. So I think I'm going to do this. So 3 total, so I don't have to roll these and break down to a 3rd gear. So I'm going to be rolling 1 at a time. Playing it safe. Really want to beat this red car. Alright, so 3rd gear is good. Move there. And just to speed things up, I can just start rolling 2 at a time if I want, because getting 2 hazards doesn't do anything. So the 2 coast die, I'm good there. So boom, boom. I'll roll the 4 and the 5 just because I still don't have any hazards. Alright, so I got 1. So I'll go around red here and here. So I only got one hazard, so I am just gonna go to 6. And it didn't matter if I rolled it a hazard or not because I was safe either way. So I actually end up in 6 gear. So one advantage I do get over the green, yellow, and orange car is that they can only max out in 5th gear. So if I get in 6 and in certain positions, they can't overtake me purely because they can't go that fast. Whereas red car doesn't have that issue. If he wants to get in 6, he'll get in 6 gear. And that's what's about to happen soon here. But for this round, it's actually green's turn. So there's 5 gear dice and 2 coast die. Okay, so here he actually rolled 3 hazards, and I'm trying to think. So let me see if it shows it here. So the 3 hazards for green, all it's going to do is end his movement. Let's see. If a hazard limit is obtained, either end movement or perform a lost control based on limit attained. Roll all dice listed in the AI pool for the current weather. Warning begins at sum of hazard on all non-gear dice. So this one counts as okay. So that one counts as his first hazard, and his highest hazard is on the 4th die, because when you go, you just put them out in order, and in this case, wherever the 4th one would go is where he would stop. So like in his case, number 1, 2, 3, and then 4 here, and you don't lay down these for their distance, so he's going to stop right in here at gear 3. Okay, so green's in there. He gets a little 3 on the black side. So because he knows that red will be out of his way next turn, he didn't mind taking that perfect line there. So now red and orange are at gear 4, but red's ahead. So red will roll 6 gear die. Only 2 hazards, so he's good. And he's going to be able to just swing around me even though I'm in 6, because he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and end up in 6 gear. So let's see, this warning panel with a number. So when the number's in a circle, that's just the highest gear you can be in it. Exceeding it will cause you to immediately suffer loss of control. The one with that symbol, like in the triangle, says the highest gear you can be in for this space. Exceeding it will cause you to immediately suffer loss of control. So pretty much like the other one. If you are in the indicated gear when you move into the space, you must add a hazard result to your roll for this move. Okay, so I can see that. Like it's easy to add for the AIs. So that's red, and now orange. They just rolled a 5 gear die. Alright, so orange is safe. He will move his 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 go on the outside there at gear 3. Alright, next up, alright, so that's everybody for this round. And myself and Red are in 6th gear, but he is in front, which I'm sure he's going to stay there. Yes, sir. So he'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Like so, and that'll pop him in 3rd gear. So now my turn. So here's where I can use the red line roll, I think. Because if I go 5, coast, 6, coast, and then if I want to stay in 6, so you can only do the red line rule if you're not, you can't use the red ones as break die. So you either have to choose, you're gonna break or you're gonna red line. And I could potentially go, let me see if I can show that. Okay. So I could end up all the way here as long as I don't roll all the hazards. But if I end up in 6, I have to get down to 2nd gear, which isn't good. And then, oh man, let's see. Let's just try to figure this out. Because red is kind of in the way of taking this perfect line here of going outside, inside, outside. So I wonder if I somehow end up in 3rd gear. That way he can go and get out of my way. But the thing is, I don't know where all these guys are going to end up. And they could end up blocking me. So let's try. Let's go 5, coast. What if I break to 4 and cross this line going to 5? And then do a, ooh, I wonder if I could, so I could get out of here going into 6, and that would prevent the other AIs from passing me because they max out at gear 5. Now I'm kind of hurting myself against the red card if I do that, because then he's going to be way ahead of me and there's all these spaces I could have moved. So maybe I shouldn't do that. Let's see. So get out of here. I'll coast. I can end up in 6 there. And then that way at least the AI wouldn't pass me at that point. Alright, let's try it out. So I'm just going to go one at a time. So first, breaking down a 4. I'm good. Good there. I'll start rolling these together just to speed it up. So I only rolled 1 hazard, so I'm good. So I'm going to move 5 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'll end up in 6th gear. I think I accidentally put the yellow marker on me. So 6th gear on the white side. Okay. So now next up is yellow. He's in 5th gear. He's going to roll his 5 plus 1. Ooh, okay, so he rolled 3, but his third one is on the last gear, so he's gonna end on doing all 5 movements. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now since he maxes out at gear 5, he actually can't overtake me. So he's gonna take that inside lane right there, end up in 5th gear. And next up, so in these two, well actually I was gonna say you can look at the inside lane, but green is actually closer because the front of the line. So green will go. He's rolling all 5 plus 2, and he's drove it clean. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Takes that inside, and he will be in gear 5. And next up is orange with just a 5 gear die. Only 2 hazards. He's good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he ends up in gear 5 as well. Everybody's in gear 5. Red's actually going to go last. That's going to be interesting. Okay, so that's the end of that one. Pretty soon I'm going to have to go all out just to get some more focus tokens because those can be pretty powerful in the right time. So I'm in the highest gear, so I'm going to go first. And I'm just going to be gearing down as I go over here. So if I go 6, 5, 4, I can break to 2. So for this turn, it has to be the 2 is the speed limit. So then I can coast to there. And then so since I skipped 3, I went from 4 to 2. I can gear up, and that way I can overtake red there and go 3, and then set up another coast die, let's say right in the middle there, in case I want to go outside, inside, outside. So that's a lot of moves, so I think I'm just going to be taking out 1 die at a time. Yep. Okay, so starting with the 6. A hazard. A hazard. Now the 4th gear has 2 out of 6 sides for hazard. I really don't want to wipe out. Do I stop in 5th? Now I can still switch. Oh man, like I can move this stuff any way I want right now. So even if I wanted to think about it again, so right now I've done this movement, or I mean I've done it where I can move up twice, however I want. I mean coasting's safe, but then I'll be in 5th gear. So I think I'm just gonna stop. Just gonna go boom boom, and end up in 5th gear there. So I started slowing down. I felt the wheels shake on me a little bit. Got a little rattled. So now it's gonna go yellow, green, orange. So yellow, 5 die and 1. Only 2 hazards, so he's safe. So since I'm at gear 5, these guys are all going to be able to pass me, since that's what they max out at. So yellow moves his 5 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it'll go diagonal into that apex. So he breaks down to 2nd gear. Alright, who's up? Green. Add a white die to that. Only 2 hazards, so he's going to do his 5 movement. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And also he'll be at gear 5. And then now orange, just a 5 gear die. Oh, he actually, well, so he rolled 3, but the last one was on his 5th gear, so he'll move all 5 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then now for red, add that 6th gear for him as he gets away in this race. I really need him to roll 3 hazards on gear 1, 2, and 3. That'd be really nice. But he's going to move his 6 spaces. Even better if he rolls 5 out of 6. That way he can crash. But 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, this is kind of rough. Oh, man. So what would be the smart play here? Because he goes, so he's definitely doing 1, 2. And he might take the outside on this one, so he can start going diagonal to the outside of this one. Well, no, I guess it's an AI, so he gets special treatment. So if he goes 1, 2, hits the apex, but slows down all the way to 1 to go on the inside there, and then that way he can hit the apex on this one. So let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then go on the outside there for 6, and then he'll end up in gear 3. So that's everybody. Flip this round marker over. Okay, never mind. So red's in 3rd gear, yellow's in 2nd gear, the rest of us are in 5th gear, but green actually has the inside lane on the upcoming curve here, upcoming turn, so he's going to go first. So grab all these die for green. And he does roll 3 hazards, but which one's... Okay, but the last one's on 5th gear, so he'll get his 5 movement. So he's going to go across on me there, break down to 2, and just go around yellow here. Go diagonal like that. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Just keep that inside lane just to give him options, or the middle lane to give him options. So he will be at gear 2, 3, gear 4. So that'll go like so. And now it's my turn. So I still need to break down all the way to 2. So if do I just start breaking real hard? So 5, 4, 3. So I'm pretty sure if I go from 5 to 2, yeah, I'm rolling all 3 because that one takes you to what am I thinking? 4, 3, and I don't think I can just throw the 2 in there to go to 2. Like I still have to break that 2. But let me just double check the rules real quick. Let's see. So, oh man. So yeah, I think I was playing it wrong. Because here in their examples, I don't know if that's showing up, but it shows them go from 5 to 2 there, which is exactly what I'm doing, but with only 2 break die. And then even here it goes from 3 to 1. Just the the brake die is just that number you're skipping. So I can't remember if I hit the brakes. Yeah, I hit the brakes earlier, and I did the same thing where I spent one extra brake die, but that's good to know. Brakes before corner, going from 5th to 2nd gear. To do this, she'll have to roll 2 gear die, or her 2nd gear die, along with 2 brake die as she's skipping 2 gears, 4th and 3rd. Okay, so the reds are the skipping gears. So from 5 to 4, 3, and then 2nd, then I can coast, and then get out of here going 3, 4. Ooh, maybe I can block or force them to hit the brakes real hard. And then I'll go 5 there. Again, I'm rolling. That's a lot of die, so I'm going to go one at a time. So breaking down a 2nd. I could use one of these to cover one of the brake die. Nah, I'll save it. We'll see. Okay, so 1 hazard. Let's coast. Good there. Let's coast in 2nd. Some more. Good there. Let's get out of that turn in 3rd gear. There's a hazard. Now I could use this one to pay for the 4th one. I think I'm going to do that too. And I'm not going to go in 5th. I'm just going to stop here in 4th gear. So, and my 4th gear marker, like so. Take this one off. Okay, who's all left? Orange is in 5th gear. Red's in 3rd gear. Yellow's in 2nd, so orange is up. Just rolling his 5 gear die. Looks like everyone's having a nice safe race so far. No loss of control yet. So he gets his 3 hazard markers, but the last one's in 5th, so he's going to move his full 5 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then cross over to 5. So he will be in 3rd gear here. All right, next up is red, rolling all 6. So he's moving his full movement. He rolled only 2 hazards. So what's the best line for him? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 to end up in 3rd gear. That guy's just too good. One of these days. Doesn't help that he got pole position. Last up is yellow. So let's see. 5 and 1 coast. Now he rolled 3 hazards. The thing is, he only has 1 option now because he's being blocked. If you want to take this inside lane, he would have to cross it out of 1, but he can't do that because orange is at gear 3, so he can't overtake. You have to match it at least. So he's going to have to go on the outside here, and he's blocked in here. So he'll be in 3rd gear for yellow. Just because myself and green are in the way. So we're having a cool little race here as red is just, you know, these are all, I'm trying to think of some guys like Ricardo and, you know, Sainz, but you got, you know, Hamilton way up here just doing laps, doing whatever he wants. Okay, so that's everybody for that one. Next round. Myself and green are in gear 4. Everyone else is in 3. But green has the inside lane, so he's going first. He rolls 3 hazards, but the last one's on 5th gear, so he's good. So he's gonna kind of follow what red did. So he's gonna go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he gets out of here in 3rd gear. Pop that there. Now my turn. Oh, they're making it look easy, but I know it isn't. I need to 4, 3, 2, 1. So I can break down to 1. Coast, because I'll be in 1st gear, so I can take that inside lane. And then go. Oh no, I can't. I need more coast die. Oh, by the way, I never even said I'm playing with the GT6 ones, which are come with the base game. I have the GT5 and the GT4, but I want to say he might have written something up where you could play with those. I'll have to double check, but I might, if there are rules that he made for the other GT classes, I'll have to check them out because I know those are fun little cars too. But for now, let's see. How can I include more dice in this? So I go 4, go 3, break to 1. And if I want to try to, oh man, I already used 3. I put that 2 there. Well, if I'm just going to stay in 4th, then maybe I'll just coast instead. That'll make it easier. And then just do that movement. Because what do I get back? My 3rd gear? Because I don't want to roll a whole bunch of break die. And I could roll these all at once. Take a risk. So I think I'm going to do that. And I'll put my marker out. So I'm going to go all out. Even though I'm going super slow. But if I do this right, I'll end up here. And that's the green. Where's mine? I'll end up here in 3rd gear. Or 2nd gear. Can't even grab the right markers. There we go. And I'll get 4 focus tokens. Alright, so I'm safe. Take that inside. And then just take that apex and stay right there. Kind of block it off a little bit. And I get 4 focus tokens added to my inventory of 0. Alright, so the rest are at gear 3 that haven't gone, but red is up ahead. So while the rest of us are trying to figure out this course, he's already got it memorized, like he's been racing for years and years. Only 2, so he's good. Let's see, what's the best line coming up? So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and be in 4th gear. Because we have a bunch of 3s in here. Alright, so now it's between orange and yellow, but orange is on the inside lane coming up, so he rolls his 5 die. He is good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so he'll get next to me. Kinda, I am ahead of him, and I have the inside. But he'll be at gear 2. Right there. And then yellow rolls 1 white die with it. And he's good. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So he has to cross at gear 1. That's actually a good play for him because that'll allow us to get out of the way. I mean, not that it, I mean, he could be in gear 2, but I think he'd rather have that apex set up. Alright, so how's everybody here? So flip this over. And let's see. Red's in gear 4, so he's going first. Green is in gear 3. Myself and orange are in gear 2. And yellow will be moving last in gear 1. So pretty much going from front to back here. So let's get the die for red. He is good. He's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he can end up in 6th gear. That's not good. Way up there. Can't even see him anymore. So green. Let me take out that 6 die. So even though the real race is between me versus orange, yellow, and green, I still include red just because maybe one of these days, even though 99% of the times he'll beat me, sometimes by a lot, like right now, but you know, maybe that 1% when I have an amazing race and starting position, I'm first and he's last, and that gives me a little bit of advantage, but yeah, it's gonna be a good feeling when I do beat him. So that was for green, so he is good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces there, so he ends up at gear 2. Taking that inside lane on the turn. Alright, so now my turn. Let's see. So I'm at gear 2. I come out, do gear 3. Man, you kind of want to stay like lowish gears here. So I could actually start with 1, 2, coast, coast. I could pass up green on the outside if I set myself up. Ooh, was tempting. So if I go 1, coast, coast, 2, and then go 3 here and end it there, then I'll be going before green because he's at 2, and then I'll just have to go down to 2nd gear and just go around him. And these are pretty low die, so I think I'm just going to roll them, go all out again, try to get it 5 focus. So if I do it right, I'll be in 3rd gear in this spot. So here we go, 5 die. Good to go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces to be in 3rd gear there. Next up is orange. What are you rolling, orange? Just the 5 gear die. You're good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. End up in 2nd gear and inside of that one. And then for yellow back there, the 5 plus 1 coast die. And you're good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you can take 5 on the outside there and 2nd gear. Next round, red is way up there. with all by himself. I don't know if so he is going first, and I'm going second because I'm in third gear, and everyone else is in second gear. So here is for red. He is good, of course he is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So it's funny because here is where these AIs get to break the rules a little bit. So he's ended up in 6th gear. Thing is though, this curve is a 1, so he would have to break all the way down to 1. But in a regular game, you can only break down from 6 to 5, 4, 3 to 2nd gear if you roll all these together. But the AI gets that little advantage. I'm sure in a real game he would be in 6th gear because he's about to crash, but that's just the way it goes. So my turn. So I'm in 3rd gear. To try to get the most use of my die, I'm going to break down to 1. Oh, no, I can't do that because he's at 2. So I can only go to 2nd gear. And then I have to coast. Then let me get out of here and go 3, coast, 4, and then go 5 right here. And I think I'm gonna roll all these together. So I will, if I'm good, I'll roll, or I'll end up in 5 at this spot. And I'll get 6 focus tokens. All right. Let's see. So now it'll just go in order from front to back. So green, orange, and yellow. So let's grab green dice. So he rolled 3 hazards, but last one's on 5th gear, so he'll move all 5 of his. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and he'll just be next to me in 5th gear. Alright, so orange is next. Just a 5 gear die. He's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He'll go behind me, so let's say 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he'll be in 5th gear also. And then yellow is up. Add the 1 white. And he's good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he'll be in 2, 3, 4th gear. Because he had to take a 2. Yeah, he was a little bit further back. Alright. Next round. Red is up there just trying to finish the race so he can go drink his champagne and milks and whatnot. Only 2 hazards, so he'll get a special ability of slamming on the brakes to 1. So it's space 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 spaces. So red is in first place. I'll just line him up on the side right there so I can just watch the race. Or just like a little pit right here. And now it's just the rest of us. So The game will speed up a little bit since I don't have to deal with him anymore. But over here, us three in the front are in 5th gear, but I'm in the inside lanes. So for me to do this, I have to use one brake for the 4, and then, because I'm going to 3rd gear. So I can go 3rd. This next corner is a 3rd, so I need to coast. And then I'll coast here. Go into 2nd gear there. One, two, three. And I think I'm going to stop there because if I go down to 1, yeah, I go up 1 space. But there, they will probably go before me and then just pass me up next round. Whereas here, at least I can force them to take the outside. And maybe if one stops, if they stop on the corner, it just kind of slows them down too. Oh, I completely forgot when I rolled I forgot to get my 6 focus added to my inventory from last time. So I have 10 total. And I almost want to roll all these again because that'll give me 4 more. So yeah, if I do it, I'll be in 2nd gear there. Alright, I'm good. So right here. And that gives me 4 more. Now, at the end of the game, you don't get anything for these. There's no like little bonus points, or if I was playing the base game solo in the time attack, I want to say each of these knocks off a second. But again, that's not as fun for me. I'd rather play with the AI where it just feels like I'm racing against people and I'm being blocked. I'm helping blocking them. But so I need to make sure I spend those. Especially, if I have a bunch towards the end, hey, I'm going to have a bunch of safe turns where I just finish in 2nd place. But anyways, so green is next. Grab their 5 die and his 2 white ones with it. 2 hazards, so he can move his 5 spaces. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he'll end up in 2nd gear right next to me. And since I have the so we're actually even because the front of our line is that right there is the same. But since I have the inside lane, I'll be going first. And now we've blocked. Not that the other cars can move past us, but would you block their way a little bit if they end up in a higher gear? So orange. Let's see, just a 5 gear die. 2 hazards, so he's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's taking that other one. So he'll be at gear 2 for orange. And then for yellow, just 1 white one added. He's good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now this is where I like to play smart for the AI because by the regular rules, so this is a 3 and getting out of here, he would be in 4th gear. But if he does that, he would lose a turn. Well, but maybe I should do it because he wouldn't be able to move since he can. He would go first, but he can't go past us. But in this situation, I don't think a player would set himself up that way. So I'm going to have it where he drops himself to 2nd gear so that way we can all go. Yeah, that way we can all go first. Now, it'd be different if he had gone first and then another car and then myself blocked him. Then in that case, I can see where it's like, hey, I cut him off and I blocked him. But in this one, it would just be a dumb move to to be in the highest gear, even though you know you're not going to go anywhere next turn. But that's it for us. Red's already done. And I'm going first. So I'm going to do a lot of movement in this one because I'm going to use almost all of my die. So I'm in second, so I'm going to go across and go to first gear. And then coast, and then just start going up all the gears. 3, 4. Maybe that doesn't work. Because, I mean, well, I guess I can get to 5th here, but then I'd have to go down to 4. So if I do that, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, hopefully I make it all the way to the end, then I'll be going first again next turn. So I'm just going to roll one at a time. I have a bunch of focus tokens, so I'll save them up for if I just start rolling a bunch of hazards. 1 is good. Start doing these 2 at a time, because getting 2 hazards isn't going to do anything. None there, so gears 2 and 3. None there, so I already know I'm good because at most I'll get 2 hazards. So I'll be in gear 5 right here. So take that apex outside, right, go around the middle lane there so I can take the little apex right here. Alright, who is next? Green. So they roll almost all the die. Green's actually been having a really good race. A lot of times when you're playing with green, because he has to roll the extra coast die for the possibility of his symbols, he'll usually lose control at least once. And especially this world map is a little bit longer than the regular maps. It's a little bit bigger. So I'm surprised he's been having as good of a race as he has. But Red had a perfect race. Even when I was rolling all 6, I don't think he ever rolled the 3 hazards to end his movement before he hit his 6 spaces, or I don't think he rolled 3 ever. So he was able to just move 6 every single time, and since he was in front right away, you know, it just there was no stopping him. He ran the had the perfect race. All right, so green is good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he'll be in gear. He's at 5 here, so he'll just stay in 5. Up next, orange. No coast die. He's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5th gear, right behind green. And then yellow, 1 coast island. He's good. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he's going to have to stop here because if he crosses these, there's a 3 and a 4 here. So he can't go in 4th gear here because orange is there. So he's going to stop in the corner at 5th gear. So we're all in 5th gear. We're just going to be going right in order here. So I need yellows 5 right there. All right, next round. I'm going first. So I'm at gear 5. And these are 1s in here. So I wonder if I can end up in here. Let's see if I start laying them out. So I need to go down to gear 4 for this apex. And let's start coasting. Well, I can cross this one at 3. Coast. Go to gear 2. And then I have to be in 1 in all this. So if I go 1 here and then coast here, does that work? I'm just hoping that being that gear 1 won't bite me in the butt, but I should be good. I think I'll be good. Oh man, because if they go 2 turns in a row, this is a little scary because I could sit here and think about this a lot, but at the same time, I'm not just trying to have a video where you're just staring at me, staring at the board, trying to crunch numbers in my head. So I'm just gonna do it. So let's just go one at a time. 4 is good. That's 1 hazard. Alright, that one's good. So that one just knocked this one. I already know that was good. Right? Which one did I just roll next? 4, 3. Alright. Roll this 1. And the last one. Okay. So I know I had the racing line of going right here. And I'm going to end up in first gear. Hopefully this doesn't come to bite me in the butt. Maybe they'll all be in first gear too, but I'll be ahead. Because if they're in a higher gear here, maybe they just won't even be able to reach it. But we'll see. So for green, ooh, he just rolled 4 hazards. Well, speaking of green having a really good race, now the way it works is he'll have his loss of control on wherever the 4th hazard lays, which is on the number 4 because there's a coast die, so he won't make it to his 5th spot. He's going to move 4 spaces, and on that 4th spot, we'll see where he's at. So if he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, so when he gets out of it, he'll be going into 5th gear. And on this tile, we're going to look at the little hazard marker here, and it's a yellow. And so if he's in, let me show you this here. So it's a yellow tile, and he is losing control in 5th gear, so he's going to go to 00. So I'll pop that here. And since he was in 5th gear, he's going to draw 1 damage cube. So that's what this bag is. We haven't had to deal with it. Let's see. And then depending on what I draw, there's a little chart here for what happens to the AIs. So this is for green car, and it gets the weather. Let me double check. So did it just start raining on us? I mean, I'm about to finish the race, so it's not that big of a deal. But there's gonna be no fun for the other guys. Where are you, weather marker? Where do we talk about damage dice in here? Okay, so weather change. All players flip over their dashboard. So where this dashboard tells me how many die I get to roll, either 6 gear die, 2 coast, and 3 brake die with the regular tires on. Well, now I flip this over because it's raining, so I just have less brake die. But luckily, I'm already at the end, so I just need to get through to that finish line. So that's not gonna affect me too much. Now for the AI, Let's see. Does it say anything about the weather for them? So it has their movement, has their speed. Let's see. They can pit for repairs depending on how many corners there's left. Uh, but really, on the other side of this card, he put down if it's raining just to roll a different set of die. And they'll move less because they get one less gear die. So it doesn't look like they're doing a pit change. So now I just have to keep that in mind for the rest of the cards. But green is a 0-0 and he goes off the track. Next turn when he gets to 0, he'll go back on the track 1 space. So next up is orange. So I need to look at the new numbers. So I only get 1 through 4. That means that he only maxes out in 4th gear. Let's see. Yeah, ending speed is always capped by the highest gear die it used for movement this turn, which is going to be 4. And he gets 1 coast and 1. Now he gets a break die. This is his new setup. It used to just be 5 gear die, but it's a lot more dangerous because it's raining outside now. The end of movement and loss of control numbers are still the same, but he is good, so he's going to move his 4 spaces. He'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Take that apex corner, and he'll end up in gear 4. And then for yellow, what do you get? You get all this plus another break die. So just more chances of wiping out. But he's good. He's going to move his 4 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And his highest gear he can be is in 4th gear. Where's... Oh, he's for yellow. There you go. Whoops. That should be on that side. So now we've all gone. Next round. So the rain actually helped me out because it kept them away from me. But orange and yellow are in gear 4. I'm in gear 1. Green is off the board with the 0-0. So I'll say he kind of like spun out. And we can say it was because of rain. Maybe like he was going, all of a sudden the thunderstorm just hit and just... He spun out. He's backwards. He needs to get on the track this next turn. But for now, orange is going to go. So gear 1 through 4. And 1 of each of these. Only 1 hazard, so he's good. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So orange will be in gear 1 here. Alright, so now yellow car is next. With 1 extra break die added in there. So he rolled 3 hazards, but the highest one is on the highest gear, so he'll move all 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he'll actually be in 4th gear. So he's going to try to take orange on the outside there. So now on my turn, I just need to finish the race so I can get second. Because red finished well, it feels like a really long time ago. But I'm in 1st gear. So I can just coast it right up in there. 1 engine in 2nd gear. Roll them 1 at a time just to be safe. There you go. Got a hazard on that. As long as this one's not a hazard, I'm good. That is. So just to be safe, I'm going to spend 1 focus token to take care of that die. Because there's no way I feel like wrecking at the very end here. So I cross the finish line, drive around, and meet up with red in 2nd place right there. I wonder if I can have these guys just watching the race. What about over here? Let me see. So red finished, and then blue card right there to join them. So next up, okay, so yeah, I went, so now green goes, but all he's going to do is he's going to get off the side of the track and go on that inside lane and go to a gear 0. So he's not going anywhere. If you're just joining us, red has already finished the race here. Myself, I'm blue. I got second place, but now it's just the rest of the AI. Even though I don't know why, I still like to finish the races and see how they end up. But yellow's gonna go. It's still raining, so he's getting a different set of die. Let's see, gears 1 through 4, 1 coast die and 2 brake die. So lots of chances for him to wipe out here. Oh, we had a good one. So he's going to be taking this outside here. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3. So on here, there's a hazard symbol that he actually gets a second hazard, but since he only rolled 1, it doesn't affect him. And then 4 here. So he'll be in second gear for yellow. Right there. Alright, who is next? Orange is at gear 1. Green is in gear... Oh, no, that's everybody because they're opposite sides. So now flip the marker. So yellow's going first. Orange is going second. Green is going last. Green was having an awesome race, keeping up in like second to third place the whole time until he wiped out when rain came out. So we'll just finish this up. Yellow, he's getting his... all these die again, and he just needs to move a couple spaces. Perfect roll. So boom, boom, boom. Yellow takes third place. Let's see, for orange, I take out 1 red die. So he does roll. Ooh, so he rolled 3 hazards. So he's going to end his movement. 2 of them were from the coast and the brake die, and his third one was on the first gear marker. So that means he's going to move, only going to move 1 space, which is there, and then end up in gear 1. So maybe this will give green a little bit of a chance. We'll see how this works out. But for green, he's not so good in the rain. So he gets 4 gear die, 2 coast die, and 2 brake die. So this is going to be kind of tough for him. Oh, wow. Only 2 hazards. So he'll move his 4 spaces. So 1, 2. And, man, because if he goes 3 here, he could go here for 4. But since he rolled 2 hazards, this one would give him a 3rd hazard. Oh, and then he would just have to stop because of that. So yeah, I mean, that works. Either way, it's not like he's going first because orange is still ahead of him. And if they were tied, orange has the inside lane. So now next round, orange's turn. 4, 1 and 1. Just trying to finish the race. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. Orange gets 4th place. And then for green, he just wants to finish the race with all this. So he rolled 3, so he's going to have to stop early. And he's going to stop after moving 2 spaces. He'll go 1, 2. Be in second gear here. Yeah, so, and then he would have to do it next round, roll all this. He just wants to finish. Yep. So he's good. So he'll go 1, 2, 3. Does he show up on the green screen? Kinda, but it doesn't look green. But there you go. Little Rallyman GT racing in Belgium with the Dr. Worms AIs and Dr. Worms Redline rule, which I think I only used once. I'm not 100% sure if I did. Grab my little guys here. There you go. There's your race order. That red car, one of these days, I'll get them. But I still had fun racing against these guys. They gave me some good competition. Definitely lots of little moments where we were stuck together. But awesome game. Really, really enjoy this one. I don't have too many racing games because I've seen other racing games, but I don't know. Maybe after watching videos and seeing the mechanics, I just didn't see the lasting value in some of them. Sometimes it would just be because you'd only have 1 or 2 maps or tracks, and yeah, you can get more through expansions. But in this one, I mean, you get if you want, you can make your own track. You just tear these up and flip it around. You can, okay, I don't have to do Belgium. I'll just make whatever I want here and, go real crazy on my creations. I have the Kickstarter version. I think the only little bonus that I've used a handful of times is this bridge here. This is pretty cool because when you make your own track, there's a tile for you to place the bridge. And yeah, I can show you one of these other tiles too, but you get a tile here, you can pop the bridge right there. And now you have a bridge that goes over a corner here. So if you make like a figure 8 or something, or they added these tiles where you can do joker laps because they can branch off, and maybe if you do a small map with multiple laps, let's say like 3 laps, and you say on one of those you have to take like this little joker trail, if that's what you call it. I know it's called a joker lap, but that's it. Then that could be cool. But yeah, this bridge was a nice little gift for backing on the Kickstarter as the cars are going up and down that thing. Pretty crazy when you have a wreck up here too, because you have to follow whatever the tile has as their hazard symbol, which red, you see that red token there, it's red on both sides. That's the most dangerous one. So if you lose control, you're gonna mess up your car. But so again, that was Rallyman playing with the GT6 cars. I have GT5s and GT4s, and again, I'll have to check to see if you can use this AI for that. Maybe you just take a die away each time because we're all moving a little bit slower. But I know you get with those other ones, like I would get more coast die, let's say. But even if I can't, it's still awesome playing with all the GT6s and just having a 5-man race. I wonder if there's any way to add another one so we can have all 6 cars out there. But honestly, it's like me versus 4 other cars trying to do the best I can. That's pretty great if you're a real solo player and can't always meet up with buddies, because you just play the AIs as what a person would do, and if they will try to block you or if they'll try to gear down because they know the next round, like it happened to me, that they wouldn't go first. or they would go first, but they'd get stuck. Then just play smart for them. But yeah, that's it. That's Rallyman GT. Thanks for joining me, and hopefully you enjoyed the race. I look forward to doing this one a lot more. See ya.